Today we are going to talk about the insertion sort. Insertion sort is used to sort data in ascending order. The speed of the insertion sort always depends on the size of the array. As you can see, we have here array where we have 5 different elements, 5, 3, 2, 1, 4, and then we have this basically index number. So the places that we have our elements stored. We are first of all going to divide our array into two different parts. First one's going to be the sorted array, and the second one is going to be unsorted array. So this one's sorted array because it's just the first element, and this one is unsorted array. It's not sorted yet. And here we have our variable where we are going to store the value of unsorted array. So how is it going to work? This thing is going to go from this towards the right side, which basically means we are going to first of all take 3, compare it with the 5, because right now we only have 5 number. So if 3 is greater than 5, then it's going to stay here. However, if it's not, which it's not, it's going to move here, but we are not going to simply move it. What we are going to do is we are going to get this value, store it in here, and then it'll be and then we are going to store 5 here and then simply move it here. So we are inserting each time we compare our unsorted array with the sorted array. We take the number and we insert it in here. Then just like that, we are going to go to 2 and then 1 and 4. So here you can see we have a variable stored 3. Where did we take 3 from? We took this value. This was 3, and now you can see these lines. These lines simply mean that it's just a blank box. It's not really a blank box. It does have the value. However, the fact that we've stored this value in another variable, we don't really need this value anymore. We don't really need to have it anything here. So we'll just keep it as a blank. We are going to compare this sorted value, the one that we have in variable, with our sorted array. And here you can see, so right now we have 5 here. When we've compared our sorted value with 5, it was less than 3 was less than 5, so 5 was shifted in this place, and 3 would be shifted in this place, and 3 was shifted in this place, as you can see. So right now our sorted array is increased to this one. So right now we have our sorted array which was increased 5, and we have 3 and 5 in the sorted array. So now we are going to take 2, and this one's going to be a bit different because initially we only had one number in our sorted array, but right now we have 2 different numbers. So we are going to take 2. First of all, we are going to compare it. We are going to store it in the 2, then assume as if it's a blank box, and we are going to compare it with the 5 first. If 2 is less than the 5 would be shifted here on this place, and 2 would be shifted here. And then we are going to take 2 to compare it with the 3. So this cycle will go towards the left. So we are going to take 2 and compare it with the 5 first, and then we are going to compare it with the 3. So now as you can see, we have shifted 2 at the place of 0 because it was the smallest number that so far we've got. So we've got 2, 3, 5, and now we are going to compare 1. We've stored 1 here, and we are going to do exactly the same thing. We are going to take 1, compare it with the 5, then 3, and then 2, and then shift 1 to the place of 0 because we don't really have anything less than 1, and ultimately we'll have a array looking something like this. So we've sorted all of our numbers, and we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 from randomly arranged numbers to in ascending order. Avoid this, it was just a mistake. We've put 1, And now we are going to show in the coding how does this work. We are going to give you the code. If you really want the code, you can get it from the comments. I'm going to post that there as well, and I'm going to also explain you in the code how does this whole thing works. How do we arrange array in ascending order in the code as well. How do we do the insertion sort. So here we are in the program, and first of all we are going to make our array, which will be int numbers. There'll be 5 elements, and it's going to have 5 2 1 4 3. Now we are going to make another function for our insertion sort. We'll name it insertion sort, and we are going to take two different inputs. First one's going to be the array, which is int numbers, and then the second one is going to be the size of array, which is in size. And here we are going to make two different integers. First one is going to be the index one, and the second one is sorted. Sorted one is the one that you've seen in the pictures. We are going to start by making for loop. This for loop will go through the array. So we have int 0 size, which we are going to take. So this for loop will start from the 0 and go to the size, which we are going to take from when we call the function. And now what we are going to do is we are going to assign our numbers I. So just like we were doing initially, we were, as you have seen in the pictures, we had a variable where we were storing the number. So that's what we are doing here. We are storing the number in the sorted one, and then we have index. We'll store index as well. If we have a number, let's say 2, being run through this, we'll have its index, which will be 1, because this is 0, so, and this is 1. Then while loop. What does this mean? I'll explain it later. Let me just finish the code. So here right now we have our code. We are going to first of all call it just to show you that it works, and then I'm going to explain it a bit in detail. So here we have, so as you can see, we had this random number 52143, and we do have number that is arranged in ascending order 1 2 3 4 5. Now we are going to take number 2 and we are going to run through this function to really understand how does this program or how does this code work. So let's pause. This is where we take our input. So I'm assuming that you do understand, and this is just randomly we make index and sorted variables. This goes through the array. So goes through the array, which is easy to understand, and that's where we are assigning our number to sorted, just like we were doing in the explaining bit. So here we are going to assign sorted will be assigned to 2 number, because we are taking number 2. Here we have, so with the fact that we are taking number 2, it will be assigned to, and the index will be assigned to 1. Why is it 1? It's 1 because 5 was 0 index, and then we have 2 at the place of 1. We have 2 on the index 1 place. And this is where our while loop works. So what does our while loop say? Our while loop allows us to keep comparing until we get the right result or the number in ascending order. So here first of all we are saying if index is smaller than 0, which it was 1, so it is, the first statement is true, and then it says and this needs to be also true. What is this statement? So we put and, we will say index, just to understand it easily, and then it says number index minus 1 is greater than sorted. So what is this number index minus 1? This one would be 5. How is it 5? We had index which was 1, here you can see, and if 1 is minus 1, what number are we going to get? We are going to get 5. It's going to be 0. So numbers with the index 0 is 5. So if 5 is greater than 2, which is sorted we had here 2, if it's greater than 2. So there are two statements that need to be true. Number one, the index 1 should be greater than 0 and 5 should be greater than 2. If they are, what it's going to do is, now it's going to get the value number with the index 1, here we had 1, will be assigned to this particular value, which would be 5. So now we have shifted 5 at the place of 2, because the place of 5 is 0 and place of 2 is 1. So we have just shifted our number 5 to the place of 2, which was the index 1. And here what we are doing is we are doing it, and here we've just shifted, so the work for the first one is done, and here we are now shifting our index. So our index is minus 1, which basically means our index is 0 now. So what are we doing with the 0 index? So now our index value, which was 1 here, has become 0 because we've just decremented one value, one number. And now what we have here is we have number with the value 0, which is our first element 5, will be assigned to our sorted, which was 2. So we have just here shifted our 5 to the value of 2, and now shifted 2 to the value of we've inserted 2 in the value of 5. So we've just ascended the first value, which was 2 and 5. If we run it, here we see our first value. So the particular case study that we've done here and we've gone through this was for this number. So here we have 2 and 5 arranged. 1, 4, 3 are still not arranged, and the same loop will go again and again till it gets the value 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I hope that you understood the video. If you do have any question, you can ask them below, and I'm coming up with other explaining videos as well. If you would like to give me feedback, you're more than welcome to. Thank you.